Morning.
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 That's nice.
Where is my slide?
Click. Click. Here.
Huh?
Look.
Okay.
Click that
thank you.
one. Yeah.
I had to take the course before. Okay. Welcome to this presentation, Brazil, achieving better results for drug abuse prevention. Prevention is my focus today. Of course, by Claudemir dos Santos. Okay, I'm going to start talking about the problem. So, what is the problem? In this case, the problem is drug abuse. It's a very huge problem, as we know, and it costs billions of dollars yearly to the world society, and it's related to many other problems, like violence, mental health disorders, family conflicts, related illness, crime, and much more. So it's a subject, it's an issue that deserves our attention. Definitely. We have to discuss it, we have to think about this. I'm going to start talking about alcohol. Alcohol, as you know, is the drug most used worldwide. In any place, alcohol. In Brazil, is not different. So, in Brazil, we have 12% of the population who are addicted, dependents of alcohol. 12%. That represents more than 6 million people. It's more than one Togo. How many people there is in Togo? 5 million? 6 million?
Like Togo.
We have a Togo of dependence in Brazil. It's terrible. That's just the alcohol, according to the Federal University of Rio Grande do Sul, the last study, 2010. Cocaine, for example, we have 1% of our population had used at least once cocaine in their life, according to the Ministry of Health. Also crack. Crack is a very actual issue in Brazil. According to the Ministry of Health, we have 600,000 users in Brazil. It's a very big problem, mainly in big cities like São Paulo, because people get so addicted, so dependent, they don't do nothing. They just want to live to consume crack. And now we have many interventions. The government has made many interventions to get out of the people from the streets, because they are like zombies in the streets. They don't have life, and it's a very sad situation. Sometimes I feel like this. A little boy fighting against a big monster, a giant, like David and Goliath. But for me, this little boy, or me, is very confident. He looks confident. But if we are prepared, we can have better results. We can try to defeat the giant. So, but we have to believe. We have to be ready to do it. What happened is that sometimes the work, the efforts in prevention seems like this. Totally confusing or totally disorganized. What comes to my mind when I see this picture is disorganization, confusing. So we have to have a model, an organized model, to address this problem. We need to be ready to address this problem in an organized way. So, what is my goal? My goal when I go back to my country is get better outcomes on prevention. Why? Because prevention is cheaper than treatment, much more treatment, more cheaper. For example, there is a study made for SAMHSA here in the United States in 2008 that regarding to school-based programs, for each dollar that you spend, that you invest in prevention, for each dollar you can save $18. So this is a very good argument to convince decision makers to invest more in prevention. Because I believe that prevention works, mainly if you have evidence-based programs. My proposed solution to do that is to make the efforts in prevention using SPF. SPF, as you know, Strategic Prevention Framework. So, how we are going to do that? Because, for example, the SPF, we have this logic model, we have this model. It's very organized. It totally makes sense for me. Because the first step is do assessment. We have to assess, to have the diagnostic of the situation before. We have to study a specific population before to see and to find out the special needs that population have. So after that, we can plan, we can build capacity, we can implement this kind of approach or a specific intervention specifically for that population, addressing specifically to the root of the problem. We just don't do a program because we think it's good. We do because that problem is the best one, the best intervention to address this specific situation. So, an evaluation is also very important, sustainability and cultural competence. For me, it's a very, very good strategy, a very, very good way of work in prevention. So, my idea is implement a training. In Brazil, I think even in the United States, you are getting started in having this professional here. For example, drug abuse prevention specialist. Even here. In Brazil, we don't have this professional position. We don't have this professional specialist in drug abuse prevention. My idea is to form an army of prevention specialists. So how we are going to do that? Through building capacity, through training, attracting people to be engaged in these calls. And that's my idea. And for that we have to plan, we have to have an implementation plan. So on my timetable for 2013, actually for July, because I will be in Brazil on July 1st, and I'm going to start work. My vacation is going to be here in the United States. So in July, the first step is convincing decision makers about this proposed solution, about the implementation of this training, to spread out this idea of strategic prevention framework. This is a continuous process. Convincing people who can make decisions is a continuous process. So the next step from July onwards is making a team and partners. Is also a continuous process. We can make partnership with universities, we can make partnership with local governments, state government, federal government, community leaders, and this team is gonna be the people who will be taking the training, the new prevention specialists. So the idea is really form a large group of people who will be working in prevention and implementing the strategic prevention framework in local level. So the idea is implementing this training for prevention specialists, for prevention agents in local level. And my idea is to do that at first in São Paulo City. As you know, I'm from Santos, São Paulo. São Paulo City, Randy and Diane stayed there, went there. And it's a very big city. We have around 15 million people. And it's a very big economy. Politically, it's very influential. Which I think is the best city to get started with this idea. And now we have another Humphrey Fellow working in the office that take cares about drug issues in São Paulo City, in São Paulo State. And this office is located in São Paulo City. And my idea is my intention is working together in this office